Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures, and a very special one as well. Today is episode 400, so this is another milestone we've just hit. Very excited for what's to come on today's episode and further down the road. So last time I was telling you I was hoping to have the chance of going to Barad-dur for this episode to make it special. We'll need first to talk to the dwarves and see if we're able to stick that landing. Let us see. King Greytooth lives. 78 years he has been gone, and for 78 years we have known what it is to be slaves. Perhaps those days shall soon be behind us. Mistress Soreth claimed he was still imprisoned by Sauron after all these years, but one detail in this missive has left me uneasy. You see, my folk have never been sent to seek him. I cannot recall a single expedition to rescue him from the Dark Tower. What attempts to free him could this missive speak of? That is a question I shall have to ask the mistress, I think. Where her efforts failed, we must now succeed. It is time King Greytooth is freed from Barad-dur and returns to lead his folk. May those men rot upon the plains for what they have done. We may serve Mistress Soreth, but we are not slaves to all the fools of Mordor. A fire burns within us yet. My king have been given a final honor, and for that I offer you my thanks. Alright, now we gotta go to bursting on the forges. So we gotta go down. Where is bursting? Ah, okay. There we go.
All is well, and yet not all.
Yes, this will do the trick. The Dark Lord's steel is a curious creation. It is light, yet sturdy, and I have come to believe it cannot be dulled by the passing of time. In the hands of any dwarf, I say it still cannot match the beauty and strength of Mithril. Even so, it has no equal in Mordor. If our king should ever return, he shall bear a weapon worthy of his line, I swear it. I have never given up hope that the king lived, for he spared me Sauron's ire when the Dark Lord took him and the others away. To have him back again would be my greatest joy. I shall set my smiths to work at once. You have my thanks, Beriathan. Alright, back to Spackhorth. We have completed all the errands he had for us. So let us see what comes next. We're also about to hit level 109, and that's also very exciting. Oh my god, yeah. It's through here. I don't remember. Have I already taken a picture of Spackhorth and Gimli? I think I haven't. Not in here, at least. Not every day you get to meet more dwarves. Just look, yeah, Gimli. Please, don't move. Anyway. You have done well to wait my folk, Beriathan. As Mistress Soreth promised, King Greytooth lives yet, but we must still wrest him from the dungeons of the Dark Tower. And that shall be no simple task. Let us see, agility. Yeah, that one.
How have we fallen so far?
Yes, level 109. If I am reading these missives correctly, King Greytooth can be found deep in the dungeons of Baradur. Deeper still than any of the stout axes that were taken when he was imprisoned. Aye, it seems that Sauron did not want him too close to the others of his kin. As far as I know, only one entrance to Barad-dur remains, and that is the main gate. It lies across a wide span from the causeway through Duramarth, and underneath it, the fires of Warden blaze without end. Once you enter the tower, you must seek the dungeons and then travel as far within them as you are able. Only then may you find King Greytooth. Foes lurk around every corner in Barad-dur, but do not forget the others of my kin may be there to aid you if you free them. I can offer no more advice than to watch your back, friend, for you must venture into the very heart of evil to find King Greytooth. If you return alongside the king, you shall be revered amongst my folk. Yeah, the main gate, that's where we need to go. So let us wave back to Ulgard. What else do we have here? Some level ups. Level ups on these items. Here on the backs, nothing too special. And we got this ring in here. Let me check this really quick. This... Okay, this is an increase in physical mastery, I would say. And even an increase in morale, maybe. Let me check this really quick. Yeah, we lose some morale, but we gain enough light of Earendil to reach 30, and that, I think, warrants changing this. So, well, let us be going. We need to go to Barad-dur, as you have seen, and look for King Greytooth, but even more than that, we also have other quests in Barad-dur that we can advance now as well. So, what we have in here, Sapakar, Narkrau, and King Greytooth. Well, that should be enough to keep us busy for the time being. And also, let us not forget that we need to talk to Covadil on the path towards Barad-dur and advance the epic. Now at least we have 30 light of Earendil, so we are able to even out the Shadow of Mordor debuff in the open plains of the Doomfold. Maybe. I don't think that will be enough for Barad-dur. I would expect Barad-dur to have at least 40 Shadow of Mordor. Because yeah, it's higher. And you would expect Barad-dur to have higher Shadow of Mordor. For now, let us go back to the path. Yeah, let us use the war state because we need to be fast. Barad-dur is a huge place, and we still need to ride all the way there. Yep, here they come. They will try attacking. We are prepared for that. You cannot get to us. But yeah, I gotta say that extra mile and a half that you miss on the medium war state, you feel that. I feel that. I notice the difference. I have grown so used to the speed of the light state. But I think it's worth it for the extra survivability. That means you are faster in the long run because you are not dismounted. It just that it takes some getting used to.
You saved Rogreen from himself? I am so glad.
And your story confirms to me something I had suspected. Sauron instructed his servants to build him a kingly castle, a stronghold on a hill that was called Amon-dur. Over the long passage of years, his servants expanded the castle to cover all of the hill, and it grew with new construction until it towered into the air. It became Barad-dur, the Dark Tower, and reached so high that only Sauron's magic could keep it aloft. But the tower did not only reach skyward. Beneath Barad-dur, the orcs dealt fathomless dungeons for their master, until the added leaves were riddled with pits and chasms. When the tower fell, the land gave way and a great abyss opened where Barad-dur once stood. Sauron's dungeons were exposed to the sky. The abyss of Mordor. Covadil shivers. Knowledge can be frightening. Anyway, Sauron may be gone, but he dwelt at Barad-dur for so long that the land has not forgotten him. It sounds to me as if he left his impression on the abyss and the lands around it. You should find Mithrandir and tell him this, and I think it is time I return to the Houses of Lore. I am not afraid of danger, in moderation, but this is more than moderately terrifying. Yeah, please. I think you already got everything you wanted for in Mordor. You already know this is not a safe place for anyone, so please do go back to Minas Tirith. And that in turn will allow us to do our jobs easily. If we don't need to worry about Cavadil. I'm not sure if we will meet Cavadil at some other point at the end of the story. You have an option. Yeah. There is an epilogue on the Black Book of Mordor. And you can make a choice on that epilogue that I'm not gonna spoil just yet. And one of that choices involves Cavadil. But we still need to do a lot of things before we reach the epilogue in the Black Book of Mordor. But that reminds me, something I forgot to mention when we finished Volume 4 and Volume 3. How weird was that there were no epilogues on Volume 3 and Volume 3 and Volume 4. I mean, the last book of Volume 4 seemed like an epilogue in the way in which it was structured. But it was still a book, not an epilogue. And that to me felt really weird. I'm real glad to see that epilogues were back with the Black Book of Mordor. And we'll see what can we do about the epilogue when we get there. For the time being, there we have it, Barad-dur. In fact, oh, is that the moon of Mordor? Anyway, for the time being, yeah, and let it also be known that Gondor has come to claim the Dark Tower. We might still be not be powerful enough to claim the entirety of Barad-dur, but we have begun with that. Anyway, let us not waste any more time with pictures. The bridge wardens might reappear, respawn. One of them has already done so. Come on. Yeah, I equipped the item that I didn't want. There we go. Much more better. That reminds me, in fact, I should get this pocket item on my quick slot so that doesn't happen again. Anyway. Oh, take a look. Is that a statue of a fell beast? These... Oh my god, this entrance. Discovered Barad-dur. Oh. What do you mean, anti-exploit mode? I'm standing right in front of you. Take a look at this. Oh my god, this looks sick. And there is a page over there. Oh no, give me a moment. I'm gonna try another picture here. A really quick one. Because this place, oh my god, looks so intriguing, so menacing.
One by one, the 9 kings abased themselves before their lord and master, for they were Nazgul, ring-wraiths now, and all marveled at the One Ring's might.
And here we have the door. Ready to enter? Yeah. Episode 400 in Barad-dur. This is awesome. The shadow-mantled ruins of Sauron's fortress still bear a twisted splendor. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe this place. Twisted splendor. Like many other works of the enemy. There we go. The Olog is down. Ah, there is another page in here. Great. You notice large scratch marks on a nearby wall. Yeah, give me just a moment. Take a look at this. All right. So first of all, another page.
3 rings of the 9 yet remained, and these he bestowed upon Númenorian men, proud and tall, who had bowed before him, since times of old.
All right. So what's this scratch on a wall? While the marks show that the beast already escaped, you should continue to press ahead. And do all of this say the same? Yeah. Just gotta keep looking for those scratches. There are some cargo in here. My god, I remember the first time I came to this place, fighting this cargo was brutal. They are very strong and there are a lot of cargo in here. Thankfully, our legendary items compensate that more than enough. I already told you, I didn't get the chance to play Mordor when it launched, and that's a pity. While searching for King Baskmoon Greytooth in the bones of Barad-dur, you have discovered a large assemblage of cultists serving the Order of the Eye. Some of them appear to be frantically searching the crumbling dungeons and halls of the Dark Lord's Tower, while others have still held to their duties as torturers and wardens in service of Sauron. You should defeat them and weaken their grip on the ruins of Barad-dur. Sure. So as I was saying, I regret I wasn't able to play Mordor at launch, because from what I hear, Mordor's difficulty was brutal. It was a huge jump on the difficulty. I mean, on top of the light of Earendil, the enemies in Mordor overall hit way, or used to hit way harder than some of the other enemies. But from what I understand, that was changed at a later point. So Mordor now is not as hard as it used to be. I would have loved to play Mordor at launch so that I could have seen how harder it truly was. But sadly, I wasn't able to. Ah. You find nothing here. So we gotta keep looking in the rubble too. Oh, God's sake. And why is it with you an anti-exploit mode? The target is not already dead. Christ.
Then upon the pinnacle of Barad-dur did Sauron stand, rightful lord of all. He raised the One Ring high, spoke dark words, and a wreath of shadow and storm were all at the tower's top.
Do you mind? I'm trying to read. That's kinda rude. Right, so as I thought, the Shadow of Mordor debuff in Barad-dur is of 40. But since we were able to bring it, our Light of Arendil to 30, we are not that hit by this. Now, nothing in here, it seems. Oh, just another one of these guys, but we don't need to fight him. Defeated Order or the Eye, Torturers in Barad-dur? Okay. That's better. And I'm also a big fan of these blue flames. They look so eerie. This is not something that you want to find yourself around. Those blue flames. What we have in here? Barad-dur Warden. No more torturers. Skill lag. Because why not? Better. Much more better. I think I even died a couple times the first time I was in Barad-dur. It was so daunting. As you pass downward into the darkness of Barad-dur, you discover a stone room lined with cells. While searching the ruins of Barad-dur for King Baskmoon Greytooth, you have spied several exhausted and plainly clad stout axes held in the smaller cells of the dungeon. These must be the other stout axes that were taken when Tolkien imprisoned King Greytooth 78 years ago. You should free them from the dungeons of Barad-dur and allow them to reunite with their kin in Lugash. Yeah, I think the first time I was in Barad-dur I didn't have such as good a gear as I do now, and of course I struggled a lot with it. You have loosened the grip of the Order of the Eye on the bones of Barad-dur as well as that of any prisoner still held in the dungeons of the Dark Lord. Although it is likely the Order shall send reinforcements soon, you have done well to disrupt their efforts in Dor Amarth. That's what I meant. I mean, imagine, I struggled in Barad-dur even after Mordor's difficulty was lowered. I cannot imagine how hard this place was at launch. I would have loved to see it. And maybe struggle with it too. I tell them I don't know about the ring. What more do they want from me? What do we have here? Oh, is this another mark? But if that mark is not active, does that mean we missed a mark up top? Follow the trail of scratch marks. And I think that's what we've been doing so far. But maybe if we missed one of those marks. Oh, come on. Load your gambits. Yeah, there's a mark on the wall in here. That for whatever reason. Maybe there's another one in here. Completed! Black Númenórean's Lair of Dor Amarth. Cool! Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have already used or interacted with these marks. But the question then is, why that other one down below was not interactable? Anyway. So we got some runes, some reputation. Now we got tier 2, 200 Numenorian. Okay. Got some mail, gotta check that in just a bit. Of course, a lot of these guys have already respawned, but yeah, I don't worry about that. We are slightly overleveled for this place. On top of that, our items are highly overleveled for this place. Alright. Need to free more dwarves, and they should all be around this place. They keep asking about a ring. I don't know anything about that. You find nothing here. And we're supposed to be looking for 2 different bosses, kind of bosses, and I have no idea how to do that. Thank you, stranger. Thank you. Yeah, you're very welcome. Things they have done to us. I can only imagine. Was a prisoner in Isengard and that was bad enough? Cannot imagine what being a prisoner in Barad-dur feels like. Finally, another scratch on the mark we can use. And here we have the last stout axe prisoner. I never thought I'd leave this place alive. After 78 long years, you have freed the stout axes from their imprisonment in the dungeons of Barad-dur. Although their kingdom of old has long laid in ruin, freedom may soon be won for all the stout axes of Mordor. You had allowed them to share in this hope and to reunite with their king in Mordor. Great. Another scratch mark here. You should continue to press ahead, nothing new. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Want to explore every corner of this place. Yeah, there we go. There's a scratch mark down below. Still press ahead? Sure. And what is this footstep all about? You come across a large footprint belonging to Zapakar. There are even more scratch marks in here. You have come across a very old chamber. It looks as if the cloth has been ripped apart by large claws. While the food is moldy, the beast must have escaped during a feeding. It looks as if there was a violent scuffle here. While you do not notice anything out of the ordinary, the beast known as Narkhau must be very powerful. You decide to think about your next course of action. Which is... this one. It would seem Narkhau has indeed escaped Barad-dur and perhaps escaped from Dor Amarth as well. At a dead end, you decide to examine your surroundings again in the hope that more information about Narkhau's destination surfaces. You notice that on your way into the chamber you forgot to inspect the door. Okay. While you inspect the door, you hear footsteps coming around the corner. Who goes there? Oh jeez. Scared me a little. Thought you were gonna be the beast. Just another orc. Gluguroth. But even still, what can you tell me, Gluguroth? Gluguroth. What is Narkhau? Speak your purpose or die. Very well then. Die, scum! You should escape what Gluguroth is incapacitated. Yeah, escaping doesn't seem to be a good idea. I still need to do a couple things more in Baradur, but I will defeat Gluguroth's guards. Sure. This is where I came from? Yeah, this is where I came from. There you are. Oh, come on. Escape Baradur. Sure. Not yet. Because we are still tracking Zapakar and the king. Oh. Deep within Baradur, you have found a haggard dwarf surrounded by slain men and empty robes of the unseen. So I think this is the king we're looking for. Yeah. What do you need? Stay back. Who are you and why should I not slay you where you stand? You quickly tell King Greytooth that you have come on behalf of his people, the Stout Axes, who now dwell in the flaming spire of Lugash. Oh, so Spackard sent you. He was never much of a warrior, but his mind is sharper than any axe. If you are one of his allies, I will gladly spare you. One of the cultists has been slipping me shafts of metal and wood for weeks now, so I suppose I was meant to free myself? Well, I have. 78 years have gone by, but I am still the dwarf I was. If you still wish to aid me, you can help me find a few things that were taken from me by the Dark Lord. He took my gold wrought armor and I want it back. It's either kept in the armory near the cells, or in Sauron's relic chamber near the main hall. Also, there's a larder near the armory, so if you see anything that looks like it's meant for those nibbling black Numenorians and not for the prisoners, bring it here. Oh, one last request. If you happen to find a mithril wrought lockbox in Sauron's relic chamber, give it to me at once. It is an heirloom that belonged to my forefathers, and it means a great deal to me. Swiftly now, my new friend, and then we shall get out of this place. But not yet. We also need to track Zapakar still. And these Allocs are a pain. Yeah, please. Bravo? What is this ravel about? You'll find nothing here. Ah, those are the ravels for the artifacts we were looking at. We were looking for, yeah. It's really weird. They are still usable, but you don't have any use for that. The Chamber of the Watchers. Oh my god. Something is happening in here. And I got a feeling. The Chamber of the Watchers. What is supposed to happen in here? Shadow of Mordor plus 10. We are at Shadow of Mordor tier 2. Okay. What is this door? The Abyss of Mordath. Yeah. Seems this is the raid entrance. We gotta keep a mental note on that, so that we come back here as soon as we can. Is this Sapakar? Sapakar stands before you on the edge of the chasm of Mordath. Discovered the Abyss of Mordath. I wouldn't want to drop down there. I don't even think we can get a clear picture of Sapakar without falling, so not gonna try. Are you here to help? We must search the pit for the Black Word. I sent down servants to bring back treasures and useful things for the Black Word. I send them down quickly, but no one comes back. Good you're in here. I can send you down real quick too. I must get something for the Black Word. You are sure the Olokai that you have no intention of being flung horribly into that abyss? Or are you going to try and stop me? Ha! Good luck with that, little man. Well, at least now we have better angle for Sapakar. Come here, Garliff. That should be enough. Yeah, we're gonna stop you now. I'll show you. Edge of the Abyss. This is as close as you will want to get to the edge. Yeah, absolutely. You see nothing in the darkness, but you think you hear a very low growl. Alright. Yeah, this is as far as we want to go, of course. Now, so correct me if I'm wrong. Let me double check. What you need to do in here is complete the deed for the Abyss of Mordath, and that is a level 115 deed. Yeah. I think it's a level 115 deed. It would make sense if it's the raid discovery. Yeah, come and get me. So what do we have here? Armory. The dungeons. And the small chamber near the main entrance. Okay, that gives me an idea, actually. That might work. Of course, we need to fight our way back to the main entrance of Barad-dur. Please leave me alone. Yeah. We need to find our way back to the top, it seems. But let us not waste any time. More of Glutogot's guard? Okay. No, these are the cells. I'm not sure if one of these items... Yeah, the armor. Well, it's up top. Seriously, guys, give it up. Oh, that was so fun. Disappointing food. It is not feast, but it will have to do. Yeah, and wasn't the armor supposed to be somewhere around here? Yeah. Okay, it's over here. Here, the set of gold wrought armor. You discover a dwarf makes set of glinting gold wrought armor. We need to find the lockbox. And it seems we will find the path cleared. The path to the main entrance. Well, Cartwolf will find a path cleared to the dungeons. So that's mutual. Favor for a favor. These guys don't give up. They are persistent. Now, it seems the chamber where the lockbox is located should be this one. You find no trace of the lockbox that King Greytooth described. And okay, that also counts as escaping Barad-dur. We didn't get... Yeah, we didn't get any special text as soon as we triggered that, as soon as we completed that objective. Bottom line, we got it. That's what matters, because that allows us to go back to Lomazar at the ruins of Dingarth. As soon as we're done with the dwarves, of course, because we cannot go back there yet. I mean, we can, but We should stick with the questline we are currently in, of course. Yeah, I love the range of Brink of Victory. Even if you are outrunning the enemy, chances are you would still hit it with Brink of Victory. And the fact that it's an omnidirectional skill, it's great as well. You don't need to worry about where you are standing or where the enemy is standing, you just fire the thing. I'm also considering taking advantage of the LI revamp. You will probably see this after that update hits, of course. But I checked on Bull Rotor and it seems you can get a traceries for increased range on your skills. And I'm not sure how useful is that for a Warden, but I'm inclined to say it would be great because the extended range will give you so much more versatility in what you do. So I'm very excited to see how things change after that update. I cannot say much for this food. It seems even Sauron's willing servants eat like animals. But look at this armor. It is as brilliant as it was the day Sauron stole it away from me. It was wrought by my finest smith, Sverstink. Does he still live? You inform King Greytooth that Sverstink dwells within Lugaj with the rest of his folk. These are joyous tidings. You have my thanks, Beriathan. But before we leave, did you by chance find on lockbox? You tell King Greytooth that you found a relic chamber, but the lockbox and most of the other relics were missing or stolen. That is very disappointing. I suppose all his servants were merely waiting for something to sleep, and they had their knives ready. I shall have to search on my own in the days ahead, but for now I wish to return to my folk. Let us go. Yeah, let us go indeed. We will swift travel as soon as we accept the quest, and that is also very convenient. Just gotta grab these artifacts in here. Some parchments. What else can we loot? Some more allies, maybe? Runes that we got from the deed completion from earlier. I don't think I need to keep looting these crafting scroll cases. I think I already have all the recipes from that tier. Okay, this should be enough. Oh, here's a king. With his armor and everything. You're not wasting time, king. And that is a really nice looking armor too. If I did not appear grateful in the dungeons of Barad-dur, I wish to offer you my truest gratitude. Beriathan, you have done me and my people a great service this day. Although I did not find all I sought in the depths of the Dark Tower, I am once again surrounded by my dear friends and kin, and there can be no greater joy for a king. Our people were broken for many years, but today we are reunited as one. This is a day of celebration, and by its end, we will celebrate our freedom. Gonna grab the cloak. Perfect. This is a day of celebration indeed. My people are united once more, and today we cast off the shackles by which Sauron himself bound us. You and Gimli have done my people a great honor, and one that shall not soon be forgotten by my folk. As a dwarf of the Eastern Mountains, I have always wished to learn more of the West. But such things could not be asked of the Dark Lord. I know not the reason why, but Sauron was not over fond of dwarves, you see. But such questions can be asked now. How came you to Mordor, Beriathan? What trials have you and Gimli faced and overcome? Let us hear your tales of valor. Let me double check something here. Usham Tomb. Okay, we're getting there. Tales of Valor, eh? I think we have a few we could tell. Ha! Let us get on with it then.
After 78 years in the dungeons of Barad-dûr, King Voskmun Greytooth of the Stout Axes has returned to lead his folk. However, if there is to remain any hope of forging a new dwarf kingdom within Mordor, the Stout Axes must break free of their servitude and challenge the mistress of Lugash, Zoreth.
A tale of valor. We have won many battles and many great victories together, my friend. It is hard to think of just one. Which among them speaks most of our trials of the victories won by our peoples? King Greytooth awaits us, so I suppose I'll have to decide soon enough. Hear my words. Today I am honored to welcome two warriors of renown to Lugash. Here is Gimli, son of Gloin, dwarf of Durin's folk. He has journeyed from far-off lands to explore the realm of Mordor. And here is Beriathan, the brave warden who aided my escape from the Dark Tower. Beriathan, I have heard you and Gimli have shared many adventures. Yeah, a fair share. I am curious, Beriathan, how did your adventures lead you to Mordor? I see. You keep strange company, my friend. But I mean you no offense. Offer them my truest thanks. The evils done to my folk by the Dark Lord were many, and they are finally repaid. We know well of the final siege of the Black Gate, but what of the battles that came before? You want me to tell you a story of those battles? Ah, the story of the Hernberg and the Pelennor Fields. These kingdoms of men sound a sight to behold, and to stand against so many foes, I wonder. We did a lot more than stand against them. I slew 42 orcs with my own axe at Hernberg. And by the time the day was ended, I slew twice as many on the fields of Gondor. And I won that time, remember that. Ha! As any dwarf would hope. But have you met any other dwarves beyond those of Durin's folk in your kingdom, in your adventures? Do any other dwarf kingdoms remain? Yeah, Skorgrim, and the dwarves of Khazad-dûm, the Iron Garrison. Skorgrim, did these Darhands truly sense no danger in serving one who claimed to have returned from death? A dwarf in form, but no will of his own. No good comes from having spirits about. As for the lost halls of Khazad-dûm, I hope they do not remain darkened. Gimli, may your people and their expeditions soon reclaim them. If not Khazad-dûm, where now do your folk dwell, Gimli? Some of those that once lived in exile now dwell in the Blue Mountains, but King Dain and his folk again live within a lonely mountain. Exile? I do not understand. It is a tale of dwarves, dragons, and days long ago. Do you wish me to tell it, King Paxmoon? Of course! Very well, I shall tell it as best I can. For many years, even before the fall of Khazad-dûm, the dwarves dwelt in the lonely mountain. When Khazad-dûm was lost, my folk fled to the Lonely Mountain and rebuilt our kingdom within it. There sat the first king under the mountain, and for many years my people prospered. But it was not fated to remain so. A great dragon, Smaug, brought ruin upon the Lonely Mountain and dwelt within the deserted halls of my people. My folk were cursed with misfortune for many years, and even the orcs mocked us. But then came the day that Thorin Oakenshield set out to reclaim Erebor and slay Smaug. With only 13 dwarves, a hobbit, and an old great wizard, they reclaimed Erebor and Smaug was slain. Alas, with Erebor no longer guarded by a dragon, great armies gathered to lay claim to its treasures. Although they did not begin the battle as our allies, men and elves alike aided my folk in repelling the orcs of Dol Guldur. The necromancer servant Bolg was defeated, and Erebor became again a kingdom of the dwarves. We learned in the years that followed that the necromancer was Sauron himself, and in defeat, he fled back to this land. That is the tale, King Basmoon. And what a tale it was. I am honored to have heard it. Do not worry, I have not forgotten you, Sversting. What did you wish to show me? It is not merely be shown, King Greytooth, but it is a gift in honor of your return. It is magnificent, Sversting. I shall will it well. Behold, Bolgrath, the battle-hungry. Yes, Spackord? Yeah, you have a keen idol, friend, but we shall not speak of this here. There are matters to be discussed in private. Gimli and Beriathan, will you join Spackord and me? Come, as for you all, be merry and celebrate the days ahead of our people. What is it, King? Don't worry, Garliv, we will learn soon enough. Spackord, Gimli, Beriathan. I bear a key wrath of Mithril, a key that shall bring good fortune to our people. The key that shall once again allow our people to wield the dwarf ring, Manthriv. A dwarf ring? I do not think it wise to wield one of the Dark Lord's trinkets any longer. Nonsense! It brought my people good fortune and wealth for many years. Besides, Sauron is dead and gone. What designs would he have for it now? I shall hear no more on. Spackord, what troubles you? You look unwell. Oh. What you seek will not be yours. Who are you? The fell spirit flees into the higher reaches of Lugash. So Soret thinks he can steal Manthriv from my people? King Blaskmoon grasped the mithril key tightly. No, it belongs to my family, it belongs to me. Spackord still lives, but I cannot know where his will ended and the will of the spirit began. We have no time for such things now. Soret has betrayed my folk to serve herself. Our time in her service ends today. Soret has deceived you all. Spackord was taken by one of her spirits. Subdue Spackord at once. He is no friend of mine any longer. Eitur, Gimli, Beriathan, Come with me. Soret shall pay for her treachery. Oh, so this is famous Soret. Alright. There she is, Beriathan, the mistress of Lugash, savior of the stout axes. Ha! King Baskmoon spits in anger and grips Dolgrath the battle-hungry tightly. I think it is time we learned where Manther was taken. Let us go. Your dwarf friend told an interesting tale, Baskmoon, and one that I know well. Don't you see? It was the victory of his people that condemned you to the dungeons of Barad-dur. You speak only lies, Soreth. In truth, you abhor my people. You never wanted to help us. Surrender Manthrif and I will spare you. Will you know? Take it. You won't get far before the order kills you, and then it'll still be mine in the end. Come, take it. You sure you wanna do this, King? Baskmoon pulls the key from its chain and opens the mithril wrought lockbox. It is empty. What have you done with it, Soreth? What? No! Enough of your lies. Manthrif is mine. Yeah, if you could come over, Gimli, and help us, you shall destroy your own people, Baskmoon. Even I could not be so cruel. Her words still echoing in the height of Lugash. Soret falls defeated. Manthrif is gone, lost, stolen. Soret knew what Sauron did to me in the dungeons. How could she know such things? How could she know he tortured me until I felt the hunger and greed of my forebears? For how long have you and Gimli conspired against me? Durin spoke down my people. How do I know you did not find it in the Dark Tower right when I asked you to search for it? Manthrif is mine. It is mine by right, and none shall stand in the way of its return, not even you and Gimli. Hearken to me, my brethren. Oh, this day we shed the name given to us by the Dark Lord in mockery of my forefathers. We are now evermore the Firehorns, and Manthrif will be ours once more. That is the oath I now swear. These traitors and thieves, Gimli's Packorth and Beriathan, are banished from our spire, the Oath-Taker's Horn. This is the only mercy I can offer you now. Be gone! I'm to go, Beriathan. Okay, so well, we did discover some things about King Greytooth, but there is still more to this tale. So we need to keep investigating the dwarves, but now we are at an impasse because we can no longer enter Lugash. So I'm sure Gimli and Spackard have a plan, but we'll need to wait until the next episode to learn about it. For the time being, this is all for today. Once again, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.